Hi everyone, welcome to our yoga class, Yoga Flow today. And I just have a few things that I would like you to have handy. So that includes to have a thin folded blanket and perhaps a cushion for balance and support. Have maybe a chair or be next to a wall while you do your practice. It will be a good alternative for some of us. And I want you to keep in mind a few things. Number one is yoga is a non-harming practice. So please remember, anything that we do in class today, you have to take care of yourself. You want to have a good stretch and a powerful yoga class in your body and in your mind, but you do not want it to hurt. And this includes harmful thoughts. Oh, I'm not good enough, or I could do better. Oh, I'll never be able to do this or that. All of that is harmful. So non-harming. So please practice that during this class. And I will be going back and forth to adjust the screen. So please bear with me about that. What else? Yeah, if I think of anything, I will certainly tell you. So let's get ready. And we're gonna start standing up on our mats and just shake it up. Your hands, your arms, legs, swing, just gently, and then come to stand. Now, when you stand, just make sure that your ankles are right under your hips. So your feet are parallel, something like that. Okay, and then let's begin. Take your arms, turn your palms out. On an inhale, take your arms up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And down. Continue 3 more times. Up. And down. Up. And down. Up. And release. And roll your shoulders. And roll them forward. And release. Swing your arms forward and bend at the elbows. Back and bend. Back and bend. Back and bend. Back and bend. This is how I'm doing it. Back and bend. Back and bend. Back and bend. Back and bend. Bring your arms up forward and open up your arms. Open up your chest. Up, out, and in. Out, and in. Out, and in. Out, and in. And release. Shake out your arms. Next, let's do some neck release. So turn to your side and come back. Opposite side and release. So you want to continue breathing, okay? Make it an easy flow and turn and back. One more time. Turn and back, turn and back. Now we're going to go up and down. So raise your head up to the center and release down to the center. And up, center, down, center. One more time, up, center, down, center. Tilt your head. One side, center, opposite side, and come back to center. Two more times. One, and two, and one, and two, and release. Now what you're gonna do is tilt your head and bring your head around, looking down into a half moon and ending on the opposite side. And continue to come back the same way, look down and come back to where you began. Half moons. And back. One more circle. Half moon. One way. And back. Head back to center. Now, bring your feet wider than hip distance. Place your hands on your hips. Now place your gaze on something steady in front of you. Take a moment to breathe. And now begin to turn at make your hips go in very tiny circles. So, circles. This is really good to help align the spine. This is the base of your spine. The small circles help align your spine. So going in very small, gentle circles. One last time. And then opposite direction. You will see my gaze is locked at something. It helps me balance. Now one more time. And come back to center. Now, turn your palms out and hold your one wrist with the other hand and stretch on one side. Just make one side taller, longer than the opposite side. And breathe into that open waist here, the side that you're stretching on. And both your feet are nicely planted on the floor. You'll feel your waist move and expand. Release and release your arms. Roll your shoulders. Take a moment. If the side that you stretched on feels lighter and bigger, that's the work you've done already. Now, opposite side. So I'm holding on to the opposite wrist with my other hand and stretching on the other side, breathing into my waist. My waist is like a little balloon. I fill it up and release. I keep breathing into it as I stretch. And release. And release your arms. Roll your shoulders. And now feel both sides. Both your sides feeling good and expanded, filled with your breath. Good. Okay, now we're going to get onto the floor. So I'm turning the screen. All right. So you're standing, turn to the short edge of your mat and begin to bend at your knees. Place your hands on the floor and get into a quad, into a creeping position, hands and knees. What you want to keep in mind though is that your wrist is under your shoulder and your knees are under your hips. So they're parallel. So you're like a table four-legged table. All right, so make your adjustments. All right, and when you're ready, on an exhale, curve your spine, take your belly in, tuck your head in. Inhale, release the belly and curve your spine towards the floor, lifting your head up. So move with the flow of your breath. On an exhale, you squeeze the belly in. Inhale, release. Let's do this continuously for a few times. Exhale. Inhale. Curl in. And release. Curl in. And release. One more time. Curl in. And release. Bring your spine to neutral. All right, now you could go down, sit on your heels, and stretch in a child's pose. And if this is not possible or easy or it hurts you in any way, you can always use a cushion. Also, I forgot to mention, if you have any joint pain, you can always use your folded blanket. So if you have knee problems, you can put your folded blanket under your knees for support, and you can even have something under your wrists for support, and that will give you enormous ease and you will be able to participate in a very good way. So this is your alternative. Remember, no one's watching you, so please take good care of yourself, non-harming, remember. So for me, I am taking this off for now. All right, so come back. So come back to hands and knees. All right, shift your weight to one side and stretch one leg back, but keep your foot flexed. And continue to breathe. Now, if that's comfortable for you and you can hold this, continue breathing and lift that foot up and release. Lift the foot up and release. Up and release. And bring your knee back to where it was. Take a minute. Take a moment to breathe. And then shift your weight to the opposite side and stretch the opposite foot back. The foot is flexed. If you can hold this, stay there. If you can move your leg up and down, continue. Begin with taking a foot up, keep the foot flexed, and down. And up, and down, and up, and down. And bring your knee back to center. Okay, and when you are ready, shift your weight to the opposite side. And lift this leg up sideways. And release. Now for those of you, if this is not possible, you can always stretch it out on the side like this and stay there. For those of you who can, take your leg up and down. And up and down. And up and down. Take a resting breath. Shift your weight to the opposite side. Again, you could either stretch your leg out or keeping your leg bent at the knee, up and down, up and down, up and down. Come back to center And release into your child's pose. Sitting on your heels, release your head down. Your arms could be up overhead or to your side or even behind. Take the best position for you today. And let the breath fill into your belly as you rest in child's pose. I just want to make sure you can hear me. If I keep talking underneath here, I don't know if I can be heard. And then when you are ready to come up, lift your head, place your hands in front of you, lift yourself up, curl your toes under, like that. Walk your hands towards your knees. Unbend at your knees. Walk your hands closer. Keep a nice big deep bend. And then stretch your arms up. Interlace your fingers and give yourself a tall stretch. And release. Roll your shoulders. Release your arms. Release your legs. Okay. So for the next part, I will have to move the screen a couple times. So I hope that's not too distracting. But I want to show you my legs first, and then we'll go on with the sequence. So turn to the short edge of your mat. So this is the short edge, right? So turn there, and your feet are under your hips. So they're parallel. So they're on two lines, and you take one foot back, so keeping that parallel line, and your toes are facing the front, and hands on your hips, okay? All right, hands on your hips. Place your gaze in front of you, something that's steady, and it will help you keep your balance. And begin to bend that front knee. Make sure you can see your toes if you bend your knee. You don't want your knee going past your toes. And unbend. Release. And come up. Bend down, release. And come up. This next time you'll bend and stay there. Both feet are on the ground. Your back heel is not coming up. So you can adjust the distance between your feet to keep you steady. And continue to breathe. For your hands, they can be on your hips. And if you can keep your balance, you can go into a goal post or take your arms up overhead. Continue to breathe. To release your arms, lean forward, keep that bend, take the back foot to meet the front foot. And release your legs. Now let's switch legs. So keep one foot firmly planted, and the other foot goes on the same line, parallel, a comfortable distance behind. Hands on your hips. You're facing the side of the mat, the short edge. Place your gaze in front of you so you're balanced. And then begin to bend the front knee. And release. And bend. And release. And bend. And stay. Make sure your knee doesn't cross your toes. Hands can stay on the hips, in a goal post, or stretch up. Both feet are on the ground and you rise tall from your spine, but your feet are firmly planted on the ground. Place your gaze in front of you and breathe. You feel your belly move. To release your arms, lean forward, keep the bend, bring your back foot to meet the front foot, and release. Now turn to the long edge of your mat. Okay, so just to show you the feet. This is the long edge. Okay, so the arch of my feet are in a line, are on the same line, and I'm turning my one foot out, and the arch of the back foot is in line with the heel of the front foot. And I turn the back foot in, so the toes are in line with my knee here. Okay, and my hips are square to the long edge of the mat. Okay, so we'll stay here on the camera. You may not see my face, but I think this will work. And again, place your gaze at something in front of you and begin to bend at the knee. Again, remember your knee stays in line with your ankle, so you want to see that you can see your toes over there. And release. And bend. And release. And bend. Now this is a bit too short a distance, so I'm making this a little further for me. I can bend. But so pick the right distance for you in this alignment. Breathing in your belly. If it's comfortable for you, you may take your arms out. Oh, this is not to be seen by you. Hold on. Stay there. Okay, palms up. And turn your gaze over the front fingertips. Continue to breathe in the belly. Release your knee. Lean, stretch to that side. And release your arm onto your thigh. Now for this part, if you want, you can even have a chair right here to place your hand on. And the back hand goes onto the back of your waist. And turn your head all the way down, looking at your feet. Breathe into the belly. To release, bend your front knee, release your arms, release your legs. Turn the foot that was out, turn it in, and turn this foot out. So this is how my feet are now. And the heel of this foot is in line with the arch of this back foot. All right, turn the hips to the long edge of your mat. Bend the front knee and release. And bend and release. Make sure you can see your toes. And bend. Now, I actually have a chair here to show you what I mean for the next part, but I'll keep handy. All right. So bend. Square to the side. Take your arms up. palms up. Turn your palms down and gaze at the right or to the front fingertips. Breathe in your belly. To release your legs, stretch forward. Now, I could use the chair and place the back hand onto the back of the waist, or I could lean my hand onto my thighs and turn your head radically down, looking at your front feet. Continue to breathe in the belly. To release, bend that knee, release your arms, release your head, bring your arms up. Now turn both feet in and slowly walk them closer. Release, release, release. Come to stand, your feet under your hips, and just take a moment to breathe. Okay, so for the next part, what we need to do is turn to the short edge of your mat. Begin to bend down at your knees and come to sit down. Okay. Okay, so you're sitting down and then turn to one side and come to lay on your back. Your knees are bent, your feet are on the ground. Your arms are alongside your body and your hands are on the ground for support. And then when you feel ready, push up with your hands and lift your hips and take them a little bit to your right. Maybe an inch or two. Then lift your knees up and roll them over to one side. Now, if they don't go all the way, or only one of them goes, you can even have one leg up and the other leg is down here. Or you can use your cushion between your legs for support, or you can have your cushion on the edge and place your knees on that side. Take your right hand, put it on your right waist, turn your head to the left. Your left arm could be anywhere in the best position you feel comfortable. Now turn your head to the right, sorry. And breathe into the side of your waist. Purposely fill that waist up with your breath. Like a balloon. And then release. And after a while, just breathe there normally. You're nourishing your internal organs on the right side. Your right kidneys, intestines, your liver. Just rest and breathe. To release, turn your head to the center. Bring your knees back to center. Bring your hands down. And then bring your hips back to center. And take a moment to feel both sides of your body. Allow yourself to feel the cleanse and the nourishment your breath provides for you. The healing and the strength that it brings you. And then when you are ready, push your hands and lift your hips up to the opposite side, to the left. Just a few, just a little bit. Lift your knees up. Roll them over to the side. Place your left hand over your left waist. Your right arm can be in any position that's comfortable. It could be up above, on the side. It could stay on your knees, whatever is comfortable. Head turned to your left. Take 2 or 3 big breaths into the side of your left waist, like a balloon. And then breathe normally. Taking care of your left side, your internal organs of the kidneys, the left intestine, the left side of your stomach. And then to release, bring your head back to center. Then your knees back to center. With the support of your hands, bring your hips back to center. Feel both sides. Now slowly, just bring a wider distance between your feet. Your feet could be on the edges of your mat. And just give your knees a gentle rock from side to side. And then if you want, you can hug your knees. And let's get ready now for the relaxation. So for your relaxation, you want your thin cushion under your head and neck. And you can use your blanket to cover yourself up. Now I don't want my feet covered, but if you want, you can do that. So your feet are nice and wide, turned out, relaxed. Your hands are about 45 degrees angle away from the body, palms turned up. Just make sure you're straight and aligned and rest your head on your cushion. If you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And as you prepare for relaxation, just make any tiny movement that you feel will make you more comfortable. Make your adjustments. And then rest. Bring your attention to the sounds around you. They come and they go. You become the observer. Notice the touch of clothes against your skin, the way your body lies against the floor, the touch of air on your face. You are the observer. Bring your attention to the breath in your belly. When your breath finds its way into the belly, gently notice the rise and fall of the belly. Every inhale, the belly fills up. Every exhale, it relaxes. The movement is smooth and continuous. There is no sound and there are no pauses. Allow yourself to rest in the ebb and flow of your breath. Every inhale brings you strength, positivity. Every exhale takes away your worries and anxieties. You can allow your exhale to take away anything that you do not need at this time. And permit the inhale to bring you what you need most in this moment. Continue to rest in the flow of your breath in the belly. When you're ready, breathe a little deeper. Bring small movement in your fingers and your toes. And begin to turn onto one side and rest on your side. And then gently push yourself up. Thank you very much for joining me. Namaste.